So hello everyone, welcome to Triaright. This is Pack 365. Myself Sujit. So in this session, we are going to learn the remaining function that's available in our regular expression. So in the previously, we are already completing with our match, search, find all, and split. So now we are just trying to see our new function that is called our next function will be sub function. What is the use of this sub function? What is the use case of this? Each and everything we are trying to see now. So through an example only, we are just trying to see that particular thing. So directly we are going to our VS Code to see how this will be going to work in case of our regular expression. Okay, so we are taking the same string that is called our we are waiting for an interview. Okay, so here I am just trying to commit one. Okay, so what is the use of this? So whenever you are just trying to use your sub function means you replace matches with something else. Okay, so how it going to happen means if I'm just trying to replacing something means in the place of a I want a capital A, in the place of space I want a at the rate, means based on the user requirement I just want to switch, or we can say that replace that particular thing. So at that time, by the help of our regular expression, we can use this sub function. Okay, so how it going to happen, we are just trying to see now. So now I'm just trying to use this sub function. So the syntax for this one will be simple. So first we are just trying to use your module name. So here my module name will be RE, means our regex. Then here, the sub function will take three mandatory arguments that from where you are just trying to replacing, through which you want to replacing, and from where you are just trying to replacing. Means if I want, my requirement will be I want to replace all these spaces with a at the rate, means first I need to pass what I am just trying to replace. So my requirement will be I want to replace this space to whom. So here I am just trying to add a at the rate. From where? From this main string, or we can say that the variable name is. So here we are just trying to put all the argument. So first my requirement will be I want to take a empty list, and here I am just trying to replacing with a at the rate, and from where, or we can say that the main string. So here my main string will be s, or we can say that our variable name will be s only. So now if I'm just try to run this one, so guys just see the output. We at the rate r, at the rate waiting, at the rate for, at the rate a, at the rate interview, means based on your our user requirement we can get that particular things. Okay, now the next one will be means based on our sub. Okay, now if I'm just try to replacing some that will be not available, so in that case how it going to happen, we are just try to see now. Okay, so now I am just try to replacing the 3. Okay, means I am just try to replacing 3, means where the 3 will be that I want to replacing with 5 in my main string. Means we know that in this string, or we can say that in this main string we don't have any string 3. Okay, so now in that case what is my output? So guys just see here, it will be saying that 3 5 we are waiting for a mock, means in the string we are not finding that particular things, but it will be capable to adding that particular thing. Means we are just try to add both the things, means we can multiple add which are not available, it will be adding both the things on it, that particular things. Okay, so this is the way we can use our sub function in our regular expression. So now we are just try to write some theoretical points that available in our sub function. Okay, so directly come to our word. So here I'm just try to write replace one or more. Okay, one or more matches. Okay guys, just if you see here also there are 5 spaces. If I'm trying to take 6 spaces, 7 spaces also, it will be possible. Means we can say that one or many matches with a string. Okay, with a string. Then what is the syntax for this one? First I need to give that particular thing. So first you need to pass your RE, means from which module you want, then your function name. So first you are just try to write your searching character, or we can say that searching element also. Okay, searching element, then replacing element, replace element, then our main string from where you are just trying to put it once. Okay, so here I'm just trying to give one more things that will be helpful to in your interview cases, that will be a note point, that where or when you are just trying to use these particular things. Okay, so here I'm just trying to search that particular thing. Okay, so how it going to happen, each and everything we are just trying to see through a note point. So here I'm just trying to use this note point. Okay, so here I'm just trying to write that by specifying count, we can restrict the replacing character for not more than n time. Means suppose here, if you see here, I have 4 spaces. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces. Okay, if my requirement will be, I want to replace this for 2 time also, we can make it possible. Okay, so in the interview they might be ask you how many times. So in that point you can say that there will be specifying. Okay, specifying count. Okay, means by the help of this space, or we can say that our sub function, we can restrict. Okay, we can restrict the replacing element. Okay, we are restricting the replacing element for not more than n times. Okay, even through string is present, means even the spaces are available. If I try to make a max count, it will be stop that particular thing by the help of our, if you are specifying how many time you just want that. Okay, through string is present. Okay, now the next function will be sovereign. Okay, what is this sovereign, how to use this sovereign, each and everything we are just trying to see now. One example only. Okay, so how, because we are already know the sub, how the sub will going to work, then what is the use case of this sovereign, guys, we are just trying to see now. Okay, so how the sovereign will be going to work. So here it will be saying that if you are using your sovereign, here also, here it will be giving, or we can say that replacing one or more matches with a string, but it will be written the output in the form of our table. But now it will be showing in the string, but now if you are using this sovereign, it will be giving the output in the form of our table only. Okay, so how it going to happen, we are just try to see now. So the syntax will be same as compared to our sub function. Means first you need to specify your module name, then here you need to specify your function name, that is called our sovereign. So here from where you are just try to replacing, that you need to specify. So here I'm just try to keep it as a, and here I'm just try to use this from where I'm just, so in place of a, I'm just try to replacing e, then here you need to specify that particular from where you are just try to change. Okay, if I'm not giving what is the output also, we are just try to see it once after this example will be finished. Okay, so every time we are just try to keep the main string. Okay guys, just see here we are waiting for a interview. So guys, just see, after interview it will be give the count value, means how many time it will be giving that, but mark that here it will be give the output in the form of our table, but whenever we are using our sub function, it will be give the output in the form of our string, but in case of our sovereign, it will be written the output in the form of our table. Okay, now if you are not passing the last mandatory argument, so at that case how it going to happen, we're just try to see now. So here I'm just try to replacing a with my e. Okay, now forgetly, or we can say that mistakenly, I'm forgetting the main string. So at that time it will be give a type error that sovereign missing one required positional argument, that is called string. Means every time we are just try to pass the string only. Okay, so guys, if I'm just try to keep it as the previous one, means in the place of this space, I just want to add a hashtag. So how it going to happen, by the help of our sovereign, we are just try to see now. So here first I need to write the syntax. So re means our regex, or we can say that the module. Then here I'm just trying to write our sovereign. Here I need to specify, or we can say that from where, from space, I need to match with my hashtag. Then here I'm just trying to give my main string. So the main string will be S. Okay. Now guys, just see here it will be give me 5 because there are 5 spaces. So the main difference between our sub and sub-n will be in our sub it will only replacing, but it will be not give the output in the form of our tuple. But in case of our sub-n, it will be give the output in the form of our tuple. Also one more difference will be whenever you are using your sub, it will be not specifying how many time it will be replacing. But if you are using your sub, then it will be tell you that how many time it will be replacing. So guys, just see in the first example, it will be give the output that we are replacing for 3 times, and here also it will be showing the same thing that we are replacing for 5 times. Okay, so in the interview also they're going to ask that, you can give the same answer from that. Okay, so guys, just see in the previous example, means in the note point we are just try to tell that by specifying count we can restrict the replacing element for not more than n times. So now we are just try to use that, means can you restrict that particular thing. So in this case of our 5 times. Okay, so how it going to happen, each and everything we are just try to see now. So here I'm just try to write re.soben, and here the first mandatory argument will be I want to replacing all the spaces with a star mark, or we can say that the asterisk. Okay, asterisk. Then here I need to specify in the main string. Then here I need to count value, means it is not mandatory, means it will be optional. If you want to give, it's fine. If you are not giving also, it's fine. Okay, now how the things will going to happen. So guys, just see first two output we are already seeing, but in this case whenever we are just try to specifying the mass count, it will be give you a notification that count is passed as a positional argument. We are already seeing what is the argument and how the positional argument, default argument are going to work. So here it will be telling that you are by default you are just try to tell that we are just try to replacing for 3 times. That's why here it will be give the same thing. Okay, so here that's why it will be saying that a warning. So we are waiting for, means after 3 star will be printing, it will be stop. If the spaces will be finding also, it will be stop by the help of this called our sub-n function. If you are using in your sub also, it will be same as compared to our sub-n also. Okay, so now we are just try to write the theoretical point for our sub-n. Okay, so here I'm just try to write replace. Okay, so replace one or many. Okay, one or many matches with a string and return output as in the form of tuple. Okay, so here I'm just trying to write my syntax also. Okay, so the syntax for this sub-n will be simple, that first you need to write your module name, then your sub-n. Here also it will be same. Okay, so now first you are just try to give the replace content. Okay, replace content. Okay, then the next, how many time it needs to be replaced, because every time we are already seeing the same thing, that searching element, replace element and main string. So that's why if you want to, I am give that particular thing. Okay, replace content, then main string. Okay, and here I'm just try to use as our the last one called our count, means how many time we are just try to use that particular thing. Okay, so this is the way we can do our sub-n function in our regular expression. Okay, now the next function that's available in our regular function will be find iter. What is this find iter? How to use that? Each and everything we are just try to see now. So the find iter says that return that particular things, or we can say that return a iterator with a match object. Okay, so in the Python series, I think this is the first time we are seeing that iterator. What is the iterator? In our upcoming session we are trying to cover, but how the iterator will going to work, I'm just trying to give a clarification by the help of this find iter function. Okay, directly we are just try to jump into our example. So here I'm just fast, I need to comment all the things. Okay, so here I'm just try to, and every time we are just try to take the same string. Okay, so the find iter says that it will be return, means every time we are just try to matching that particular thing, but in this case it will be give the iterator, means we are giving a matching object but with the help of this iterator. Okay, so how the iterator will be found, each and everything we are just try to see now. So the syntax will be same, that re dot find iter. Okay, so find iter, and here now my requirement will be, I just want to find my a in my s. Okay, so how the output will be going to work, in the previously whenever we are just try to search any pattern in our main string, either it will be find, it will be give the matching object. If it will be not find, it will be give us the none as my output. Suppose here if I'm just try to run this one, so guys in this case it will be give me a iterator. So guys just see how the iterator will be going to look like. Okay, so guys just see, callable iterator object at means it will be specifying that the object will be present here. So guys just see, whenever we are using this iterator, or we are already seeing that if you are just try to giving this iterator, either we can do typecasting or we can run a for loop on that. Okay, while we are discussing with our list comprehension, set comprehension, at that time we are already seeing that if we have finding just like that, in that case we can use either our typecasting, any typecasting you want, or you can use these particular things, or we can say that run a for loop on that, this iterator. Okay, so how to find that we are just try to see now. So here my requirement will be, I just want to typecast into a list. So now if I'm just try to typecast into a list, because every time if I'm just try to call this one, every time it will be give me that callable iterator object at this position. Now if I'm just try to run this one, so guys just see here it will be give me that re match object span 3 4 match a, means the a will be finding, and in the second one means how many times the a will be finding, it will be specifying that particular thing, means in the 19 position, in the 8 position, and in the 3 position. If you are just try to count also, you can count that. So if you see 0 1 2 3 means in the 3 position we can get, because in the indexing and slicing also we are doing the same thing only. Okay, so this is the way we can use our find iter. Okay, if you want to run a for loop also, it's going to work. Okay, now if you want try to use that particular thing, we are doing that. Okay, so how to do that? So for element in our array dot find iter. Okay, so find iter, so here I'm just try to, every time if I'm finding the a in my s, I'm just try to print the element. So okay, either we can type casting, or we can say that run a for loop on that, because every time it will be return a iterable. Okay, so in the iterator we are going to see that the how the iterator will going to work. Due to the iterable, I'm just try to show you one. Okay, every time whenever I'm just try to run this one, when the satisfying condition will be satisfying, every time it will be give the output in the form of our for loop, and in the form of our typecasting also we are already see that particular thing. Okay, so that's all for this session. In the upcoming session we are try to see some more available function that's available in our regular expression. So thanks for watching Triaright.